Imagine waking up tomorrow to headlines screaming that the global financial system as you know it has been turned on its head, that a single political maneuver has just unlocked the value of a currency you've been holding for years, making your patience and belief pay off in ways you never thought possible. This isn't just a speculative fantasy, this is the very real shockwave that just rippled through the world of international finance, and it's directly tied to a recent, explosive action taken by former President Donald Trump that has everything to do with the long-awaited revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. The news is breaking, and the details are staggering. A specific directive, reportedly issued from Trump's inner circle concerning international monetary policy and the structuring of assets, has placed the Iraqi dinar squarely in the crosshairs of global economic scrutiny, forcing major banking institutions from Wall Street to London and Hong Kong to go on high alert, recalculating their risk assessments and preparing their internal systems for a potential tidal wave of value fluctuation that could redefine wealth for millions of investors worldwide. The core of this move, which insiders are calling a strategic play within the broader framework of Tier 4B exchange protocols, appears to be a deliberate effort to apply pressure on certain economic structures, thereby accelerating processes that have been stagnant for years, and in doing so, creating a domino effect that doesn't just impact the dinar but also its Vietnamese counterpart, the Dong, setting the stage for a dual revaluation event that financial historians will study for decades to come. This is the moment where geopolitical strategy intersects with personal financial destiny, and the implications are profound, suggesting that the patience of dinar holders is not just a test of faith but a strategic positioning that is now being activated from the highest levels of power, a validation that the journey was always leading to this pivotal turning point. The mechanism behind this is complex yet breathtaking in its simplicity. By leveraging specific provisions related to international asset-backed lending and the petrodollar system, this Trump-related action effectively creates a new pathway for the IQD to be recognized at a value commensurate with Iraq's true, untapped economic potential, which is vast when you consider the nation's oil reserves, mineral wealth, and strategic position in the Middle East, resources that have always been there, but were seemingly locked behind a door for which no one had the key until now. The global banks are not just on alert, they are actively preparing, quietly updating their digital platforms, training their tellers on new currency codes and exchange procedures, and establishing liquidity pools to handle the anticipated surge of transactions, all of which are clear, tangible signs that this is not a drill but the beginning of a meticulously planned financial transition, a silent confirmation that the event so many have waited for is transitioning from the realm of rumor into the reality of daily banking operations. For you, the investor, this means the abstract numbers on your certificate, the paper you've held onto, are now being looked at by the most powerful financial entities on the planet as a legitimate, soon-to-be liquid asset of significant worth, a transformation of your portfolio's potential that is happening in real time, driven by a political catalyst that has finally provided the necessary impetus to break through the bureaucratic and economic inertia that has held the dinar down for so long. This is the truth behind the headlines, the real story that goes beyond the sensationalism and gets to the heart of what this means for Iraq as a nation finally stepping into its financial sovereignty and for you as an individual who had the foresight to see the potential where others only saw risk. The narrative that this is a mere speculation is now obsolete. We are witnessing a structured, high-level financial operation unfolding, and your position within that operation is about to change dramatically. So, what does this all mean for you, sitting at home, holding your investment, wondering what your very next move should be in this new, rapidly evolving landscape? The first and most critical step is to understand the nature of this transition and why it necessitates extreme caution on your part, because with great financial opportunity comes an equally great risk of fraud, deception, and heartbreak from predatory actors looking to exploit this moment of confusion and excitement for their own gain. The moment the official announcement is made public, a gold rush mentality will ensue, and you must be prepared not just to prosper but to protect the wealth you are about to realize, and this begins with a fundamental understanding of the exchange process itself, which is governed by the Tier 4B framework, a system designed for the international exchange of currencies that are undergoing a significant revaluation. This framework is not the same as walking into your local corner bank and exchanging dollars for euros. It involves authorized international exchange centers, specific documentation, and a process that is designed to be secure, transparent, and compliant with international anti-money laundering laws, which is precisely why you cannot trust just any entity that claims it can handle your dinar transaction. The shocking, urgent truth you must internalize right now is that fake exchange centers are already being established, sophisticated online portals are being created, and smooth-talking, financial advisors, are ready to pop up the very second news breaks, all targeting you, the investor, with promises of the best rates, the fastest service, and exclusive access, when in reality, they are sophisticated traps designed to separate you from your currency forever, offering nothing but stolen funds and broken dreams in return. These operations are masterful in their deception. They will have professional-looking websites, seemingly legitimate certifications, and customer service representatives who sound incredibly knowledgeable, but they are wolves in sheep's clothing, and their entire business model relies on the euphoria and urgency of this historic moment to cloud your judgment and bypass your common sense. This is why you must have a plan long before any public announcement is made. You need to know, with absolute certainty, which exchange centers are officially authorized and recognized by the international financial governance bodies. You need to have their contact information and procedures already saved and understood. And you must make a solemn pledge to yourself that you will not deviate from that plan no matter how attractive an unsolicited offer may seem. The emotional high of seeing your investment come to fruition can be overwhelming, and that is the precise psychological state these criminals are counting on, so your defense is cold, hard, pre-established preparation, making your decisions based on logic and verified information rather than the frenzy of the moment. Remember, the legitimate process will not require you to rush, to make snap decisions, or to wire money to secure a transaction. The real Tier 4B process is structured, secure, and will be publicly outlined by official sources, and any deviation from that is a massive red flag that should send you running in the opposite direction. Your wealth is the reward for your years of patience and belief. Do not let it be stolen from you in a single moment of unprepared vulnerability by con artists who have done none of the work but are poised to reap all the rewards from your hard-earned investment. This protection of your future is just as important as understanding the geopolitical event that triggered it. It is the practical application of the knowledge that will secure your financial transformation. Now, let's talk about the future that lies beyond the exchange, the long-term vision of what this revaluation means for the global economic order and your permanent place within it. Because this is not merely a single transaction but the key that unlocks a door to a level of financial freedom and influence you may have only dreamed about until this point. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, especially when coupled with the potential of the Vietnamese Dong, represents a fundamental shift in wealth distribution, a deliberate rebalancing that moves economic power away from traditional Western-centric hubs and towards a more diversified, global framework, and you, as an early investor in this new paradigm, are positioned at the very forefront of this historic transition. This is about more than just buying a new car or paying off your house. Though those are wonderful and deserved outcomes, this is about you gaining access to the world of impact investing, of philanthropic endeavors, of generational wealth creation that can literally change the trajectory of your family's future for centuries to come, providing the capital necessary to fund startups, support community projects, invest in sustainable technologies, and become a patron of the arts and sciences. The liquidity you are about to receive is your tool to build a legacy, to create a story that your grandchildren will tell about the moment your courage and foresight set them on a path of limitless opportunity and security, freeing them from the burdens of debt and the limitations that hold so many people back from pursuing their true passions and purposes in life. This is the ultimate goal, the final piece of the puzzle that connects the political action, the financial shift, and the personal responsibility you have to not only receive this wealth but to steward it wisely, with intention and a vision that extends far beyond immediate material gratification. The global institutions preparing for this change understand its transformative potential on a macro scale, but you must now prepare for its transformative potential on a micro, personal scale, which means seeking out reputable financial planners who specialize in wealth management for sudden liquidity events, consulting with tax professionals to understand your obligations and how to meet them efficiently, and surrounding yourself with a council of trusted, wise advisors who have your best long-term interests at heart. This is how you transition from being an investor to being a custodian of your newfound resources, ensuring that this wealth becomes a permanent foundation for prosperity rather than a temporary windfall that slips through your fingers, and it is a responsibility that is just as crucial as navigating the initial exchange process safely. The world is about to change, and you are being given a front-row seat and an active role in that change. Embrace it with the seriousness and strategic thought it deserves, using this moment not as a finish line but as the starting block for the rest of your life's most important work. So, as you process this information, as you feel the anticipation building, remember that the final, most critical step is the one you take right now, before anything happens, which is to make the conscious decision to be prepared, to be protected, and to be purposeful with the opportunity that is finally, undeniably, coming your way. Do not let this moment pass you by. The planning you do today is the foundation for the legacy you build tomorrow. If you found this deep dive valuable, if this information has opened your eyes to both the immense opportunity and the critical steps for protection, then I need you to do one thing for me right now. Take that energy and that desire for knowledge and subscribe to the channel, because this is just the beginning of the conversation. The situation is developing by the hour, and I am committed to being your primary source for clear, honest, and timely updates that cut through the noise and give you the facts you need to navigate this journey successfully. Don't rely on scattered rumors or questionable sources. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next breakdown, where we will be delving even deeper into the official authorization lists for exchange centers and the exact documents you will need to have ready. Your financial future is paramount, and this channel is your partner in securing it. Subscribe now, and let's continue this journey together.